Good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning, whatever time zone you're in. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd, I believe, 2024. I, as most of you probably know by now, I happen to be Iranian American, and my husband's still in the hospital at Mayo, so I had to go get. Um, you know how I don't know if all cars do it. Most Toyotas do it. At least 2017 and previous. So in Toyota, most Toyotas, the usually, I think it's every 5,000 miles, the service light thing comes on saying it's time for you to get your car serviced. And most times it's not a problem. I've been driving Toyotas since 1989. It's the first Toyota I owned, a pickup truck, new. And most times it's not a problem. And since the pandemic, getting service has become harder and harder. And because in the Western states, it's harder to find pickup trucks or, well, new Toyotas. And also the prices of new Toyotas have gone so incredibly high. It is, um, it is the service departments that I go to. Every time I go to, they're crowded and busy. I've never been. It doesn't matter what's Colorado, Texas. I haven't been to California, but Colorado, Texas, and um, Arizona and Kentucky. Those four states, the Toyota dealerships that I've been to, always busy. I've never been to one where the service department wasn't busy or had several cars in line trying to get service. Because I think more people are holding on to their cars and getting them serviced. My question is, how do you? I went there today just to get an oil change. I stood out there. Usually for Toyota, again, I don't know if this is all dealerships or all brands, but in Toyota, you usually pull up um, into the service department and somebody walks up to you to sign you in, whether you have an appointment or you just pulling up. And I've never had it where nobody even comes to you and talks to you anymore. I stood there for half an hour. Mind you, today is a day after Labor Day. Yesterday was a major holiday. But it's kind of funny to me how they just uh, make you stand there and nobody even comes out of their cubicle. Nobody comes up to you, nothing. And there was a couple of young men. They just stood around. They didn't say, "Oh, ma'am, do you need anything? Can we help you?" or anything. I don't. I don't know if the Toyota. I don't know if it's just a day after Labor Day, and since everything was closed yesterday, people are acting badly, or if just they don't give a f because they know you're gonna come back or you're gonna go to another dealership. Um, And the guy who pulled up behind me, he looked like he was pissed. He was driving a brand new Toyota Tacoma and he was filling out some paperwork. I think they've got some recalls on their Toyota. But it just amazes me how you can, as a female, go to a dealership, stand there for half an hour, and nobody wants to come to you and ask you what you're doing or anything. So I just left because I figured they must not need the business or they don't care about the business or they're overwhelmed and they it's probably not a good time. One thing I've been told by my husband was that never rush a mechanic. Whenever you drop off a car, let them keep it as long as they need to because they need to have their time to do their job right. So another thing Scotty said, he's a mechanic on YouTube, he says that if you don't trust the mechanic, if you have to watch the mechanic do their job and you don't trust them to the point where you have to watch them, that's not a mechanic you should go back to. Because if you don't like them or if you don't 100% trust the mechanic, where you have to watch what they're doing, that's not a mechanic you should go back to. So I just left. I don't know. So I might have to find a different dealership to go to. If you have any recommendations, let me know. The problem is the other dealership, Big Two Toyota, is not a very good dealership. Um, and I don't know what to do next or um, where to go next. And unfortunately, Robert isn't around. He's in the hospital. I can't uh, bother him for where should I go get an oil change. I know it sounds like a simple thing, but believe it or not, if you need your car for medical, and we do need our vehicle for medical use to get to doctor's appointments and hospitals and such, you're kind of dependent on, your vehicle isn't just a vehicle to drive around for fun. It's a life-saving equipment. Um, and if you're on fixed income, it's not like you can go to whomever. You have to go whoever is the cheapest or the least expensive. Um, and I do, because Robert is a veteran, I get 10% off. And the dealership that I went to is actually $15 less than another dealership that I called. So this was and the non dealership place, they charge as much as the dealership does for an oil change. Because right now, with the way the economy is, the non dealership facilities, at least in Arizona, I can't speak for all states, but in Arizona, the non dealerships are charging as much as a dealership for an oil change, for a simple thing like an oil change. Over here, it's $90, $95 before the veteran discount. So I don't know how much it is in other places. And it's way too hot. There's no way you can get on the ground and change your oil. I know some people can change your oil. Right now, you can't do that in Arizona because it's still 105. If you have any ideas, let me know, or recommendations. Um, or if you have a dealership that you love, let me know. Thank you. Just another day of getting frustrated with medical um, and automotive issues and being a female. I think I wish there was a dealership that was run by women and mechanic shop that was run by women for women and where you got respected. Because as of right now, I don't see any of them. Thank you. Please like and subscribe if you like and subscribe. If you want to, you don't have to. Uh, I don't believe in bullying, but if you could, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.